Hello everybody, it's me, Coffee Stitcher. A little later than normal because we slept a little bit late and we were watching Fuller House. We've got one episode left. So how is everybody doing? We had kind of a rough week. We both got sinus infections. He much worse than I did. So we both ended up, I went in for about half an hour Friday just to make sure everything was okay, and then I came home. But I'm feeling much better. I'm on antibiotics, so yay for that. Alright, so, not a lot in the terms of Q&A today, but I've got a shocking amount of haul. I've got some whip updates, and, yeah. So, and of course, the Oz item. So, let's get going. We're also going to do a little more discussion on 2017. I'm still finalizing plans. Because, you know, why not get it out early, before Stitch from Stash starts, and I can actually buy the things I need. That would be too easy. Anyhow. Alright, so, first we'll do the little bit of Q&A. Thank you everyone for your wishes of congrats. We definitely appreciate it. So thank you. It was we both were very touched. Let's see. So there really wasn't a whole lot. Let's see. In fact, it looks like there wasn't... Well, Button Addict asked what my favorite Disney movie is. It's The Little Mermaid. Yeah, so there was actually... That was the only Q last week. So, well, there was also a question from Swept Away Stitcher. She did ask, if the 123 Stitch stated that Valor by Picture This Plus has the DMC equivalent of 3053/522. I would agree with the 3053, but I don't think it's green enough for anything that's in the 3052 range. And I'm turning up the brightness on my phone, so if I'm touching weird... There we go. More because it was bothering me that it was so dim, and I wasn't sure if it was me or the phone. It was the phone. But I also didn't want that affecting the recording, so... before I start showing things. But yes, so, Valor by Picture This Plus, I would agree with 3053, but I don't think I would go with any of the 520 range, because those are much more green than at least my piece of Valor was. Also, fun factoid, which kind of segues into the next part, I took, National Parks to Stitch Inch yesterday and got a frame ordered for it, and it's gonna look really awesome. But when I was in there, and I bought some stuff too, Andrea made the comment, she was like, I like this fabric, is this Picture This Plus? I was like, yeah, I don't remember it. She was like, it's either earthen or this. I'm like, wow, that's pretty impressive that you can look at Picture This Plus and know it by name. So, hats off to Andrea for that. Also, hello Heather, it was nice meeting you. Alright, and I just realized I left something in the other room, so I'm gonna pause real quick and be right back. Okay, we're back. Alright, so we'll start with the haul, and we'll start with the Stitch Inch haul. So, I went in yesterday. I'm actually going to be going back Saturday, so this was just spending, I've got essentially Employee of the Quarter at work. So I got a gift card, so just a Visa gift card, so I went and spent that. But I will be going back on, something just dropped. I think it was a Kreinik. Pardon me while I dive and dig. Oh, no, it's in the bag. No, it's under the bag. Okay. So that was what I did. I'll be going back on Saturday for sure. And that'll be a little bit more of a shopping spend. This was just spending gift card. So, all right. So, first things first. So, what I did was, I got, as per usual, I got 2 Gentle Arts. So, this week I got Amethyst and Antique Lace. So, I'm slowly but surely going through and just buying all of the mess I need. You know, buying 2 to 3 a trip. I got another package of needles, because I always need needles. Alright, then I got almost everything I still needed for Cinderella. They didn't have any of the ribbons that I needed. So I didn't get ribbons, and there were 2 Krynics they were missing. So I will have to get those later. So I got the DMC that I needed. I got the 2 packages of beads. I actually think I had this one, but I wanted to play it safe. I got 3 of the Krynics. I already had one. One they didn't actually have a place for, and then another one was, there we go. They were just out of the number 4. And I know she's working her way, like, through everything and trying to order and get everything filled back up, so it was just a matter of being out. And then I got this fabric for it. And it is 28 Gold and Cream Lugana. So it's super pretty. The gold's much more subtle on here than it is in person. But it's super, super pretty. And I'm super excited. So that will probably be my next new start. I've just got to pick a needle minder for it. So that was what I did. I will definitely do more damage this coming week. So, I'm gonna slide these back in the bag. I already have a baggie going for my Brooks Cinderella. So, there's that, and then those will go elsewhere. Alright, then, we'll get into more things. So, I also, yesterday, from the very lovely Vicky, she sent me a Muppets Christmas cross-stitch book. And I love me some Muppets, and I really love this grouping back here. So that's going to have to go on something. I don't know what, but something. May actually be a really good time for me to try out waste canvas. We'll see, though. Muppets! Alright. Let's see, then I got a lovely Christmas present from Brenda Greer of Brenda's Minders and More. She sent me a Rudolph and a Santa hat binder, as well as some floss. She sent me 2 skeins of Fabrics by LJ's Emerald City. And I'm not exactly sure what this one is, but it's really pretty too. It's greens and yellows and whites. So, there we go. So thank you, Brenda. It was very sweet of you. She also sent me a very pretty card, but it's on the fridge. Alright, then I got, it's funny because I said last week, oh yeah, my giveaway from Nifty Needle Nannies is at my mother's. She literally brought it over that afternoon. So I sent, and I thought this was really cute, this card that sort of looks like Puppy Bear. So I thought that was really cute. And then what I actually won. So I got this really cute ghost trick-or-treating needle minder, which is actually probably the main reason I wanted that giveaway package was for the needle minder, because I thought it was adorable. It looks a little bit like the costume I wore one Halloween, where I went as a ghost with a pumpkin on my head. So, I thought it was super cute. And I love ghosts. But I also won the, and I'm going to botch the hell out of this, and I apologize, but it's the Cuore e Baticuore. Halloween and Quilt. So this one's been making the rounds lately, but there it is. So it's super cute. It's definitely going to be one of my starts next year. And I think I got this fabric for it, or at least I assume that's the right size. This is an 18 count, 16 count. They're 16 or 18 count. Fabrics by LJ, in a fun purple color. So I'll have to floss toss it, I'm sure. It's all done in a DMC. So, yeah. And then she also sent some flosses, some of which she said were extras because she knows how well I love my flosses. So there's Peanut Butter Kisses. And these are all either LJ or Unicorn Tails. I think actually it's mostly Unicorn Tails. There's Glacier, which is sort of blue and whites. Purple Haze, which is actually more black, I think, than purple, but it's pretty. These are all the 6-ply cottons. Snapdragon, which has greens, blues, and oranges. Jaded Earth, which is blues and browns. SS Pink, which is shades of pink. And then Silkwise, Ariel, which is red, blues. Emerald City, which is greens and yellows. And Elsa, which is blues. So it was a really pretty mix. So that was a fun giveaway, and the card had a very sweet message. I highly recommend. Really, there isn't a needle minder maker out there that I'm not a fan of, but I really definitely do recommend Nifty Needle Annie. She really goes above and beyond to package and make everybody as happy as she can. Oh, here we go. It is 16 count Ada and the name Purple Lightning. So that was my giveaway win. Alright, then I told you there was a lot of haul this week. This does not normally happen. A lot of these things were things I had ordered in previous months that just took a while to get here. Alright, so then from Leslie, I got 2 of the new Glendon Place designs and their beads. I got I'll Be Home for Christmas, which I thought was really sweet. And then this one I really loved, and then I'll tell you. Okay, so this is the Glendon Place new Gingerbread Lane? Is that it? Gingerbread Grove. So it's super cute. This is the bead pack. The Treasure, the Citron. So, like, literally, of all of these, there's only 4 of them that actually go to I'll Be Home for Christmas. The rest of them all go to this one. And I'll read to you what it says on the back. Stitched using 2 threads of floss over 2 threads of fabric. A total of 29 colors of Sullivan, 11 Mill Hill beads, and 9 Krennics. That's the floss list for this. It's a lot. So that one's going to be one that gets kitted up very slowly, because it may only need 9 colors of Krennic, but it needs 12 spools. Yeah. You can't really tell it, but these big lollipops are half Krennic, half beads. It is going to be intense. Eventually I'll do it, though. Alright, and then comes what the more expected. It was my order from Soda Stitch. I got Little Prince, because while it's not one of their square stories, it sort of still fits in with it. And I really love the story of the Little Prince. The Nutcracker, which I'm super excited for. And I think one of the things I'm going to try and do next year is stitch up as many of them as possible. So, like, I'll finish one and I'll start another. So it's sort of stitch alonged, but it's not going to be, like, one a month because they're too big to do one a month. Then Little Mermaid, which is probably going to be the next one I do because I really love it. And I love the Sea Witch and how her mouth is, like, super big. She's like, ah! Which, speaking of, if you have not seen the Fairy Tale Theater version of The Little Mermaid, I highly recommend it. In general, I highly recommend Fairy Tale Theater, especially to people of my generation and older. It's the stars of the 80s in fairy tales. And some of them are really, really bizarre. Like Mick Jagger and The Nightingale. I will warn you, they're produced by Shelley Duvall. She stars in 2 of them, and those are actually probably 2 of the worst. And I'm not sure if it's because of her or not. I can't really figure out what the disconnect is, but I don't really care for either of those. Liza Minnelli and The Princess and the Pea is actually my favorite. Not because it's Liza, though, but she's just really damn good in it. But The Little Mermaid has Pam Dawber, Brian Dennehy, Treat Williams, Helen Mirren, and Karen Black. And Karen Black plays the Sea Witch, and she's delightful. So I highly recommend those. They're on DVD. Go watch them. So, and I think that actually leads me, we're going to tangential, I've said this so many times. I'm actually going to attempt to do Once Upon a Time by Frosted Pumpkin again. Watsits didn't work. That was too much redesigning for me. So I think what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to do it, but since all of those stories are in Fairy Tale Theater, I'm going to try and adapt at least the costumes of the different characters to look like the Fairy Tale Theater versions. So I think that might be a fun way of me doing that. So anyways, and then finally, this is going to floor everybody out there, I did buy Anne of Green Gables. Partially because I do like this Anne of Green Gables one. I think it's sweet. And as I've said before, it's not that I really dislike Anne of Green Gables all that much. I think the story is charming. It's mostly Megan Fellows and every other actress I've ever seen play Anne. They're just too overly sincere. So, and I would have felt incomplete having all the other ones and not Anne of Green Gables. So there we go. Alright, so then we'll move to Advent Calendar Stitchy Box. So day 5 was more beading thread. This one is in a tan color versus the white one that I got in my last in the Halloween box. But yay, more beading thread. I can always use that. Day 6 was a tart tin. Use this tart tin for an ornament or pin cushion to decorate your Christmassy stitching area. So that's kind of cool. Day 7 was woven Christmas ribbon. There it is. It's very pretty. Let's make sure I'm on the right days. Day 8 was Valdani's Proud Turkey Cotton Floss. It's a 10-yard skein. It's a very pretty red. Day 9 is Vintage Venetian Seed Beads in Jungle Green. These are similar to those orange ones. They were made between the 1880s and the 1920s by the Societa Veneziana Contierier. And so she picked the Victorian green. So they're really pretty, though. They're a nice sort of bluey green. And then day 10 was Barnyard Red Wool Felt for backing. And it's very nice. Alright, so that brings us to day 11. This is going to require me keeping the bag. Swarovski Star Crystals. I couldn't decide between the silver and gold crystals, so I used both. These crystals are used in charts in this shipment. So there's that one, and that one. That's the gold. So very sparkly, shiny. They would make very nice earrings. My ears are pierced, so I could do that. So I will take my picture and post those shortly. I said that over there, so I remember to do that. So that was all the haul. That was a lot of haul. All right. Oh, wait, no. And then, because I'm a sucker for sales and for Tempting Tackles, Tempting Tackles had a sale. So I bought... Come on. All 4 garden parties. So here is winter. Summer. Spring. And autumn. And then I also got the Freedom Sal, which there's not a preview picture of, so I can't include that. So yeah. So much for the money saving. But that's what Stitch for Stash is for. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be awesome at it. Alright, so now that brings us to my whips. First. And I realized I know where a 4-inch hoop is, I just have to actually get off my rear and go grab it. But there is the finished Circle of Friends, or Potpourri of Stitches. So, all done. Let's see. So then this week I worked more on Snow White, and I'll show you that in a second. Then I worked on Longfellow's Round Tower. My monthly goal was I wanted to finish the page as well as get the border done. Well, I did probably that amount of work, but instead what I did was I finished the page and I finished the clouds, and I did half of the border. So that's where I'm at on it. So next month my goal will be to finish the page again. So, but I think this is where I'm going to stop for this month on it. But I'm still absolutely loving stitching it, and it brings me just so much joy to do. So it's fun. It's on Garrett's Time Machine by Die Stitch Love. Alright. Then I started working on Night Before Christmas. And I was whipping through this thing yesterday afternoon. I didn't stitch much on Friday. My head was too foggy from the infection, and there was an ordeal trying to get antibiotics. So I actually worked a little on my felt applique piece, because that's pretty brainless. It's stamped, so it's just follow the bouncing ball. So then yesterday I started working on Night Before Christmas, and I was going really, really, really good. And then I discovered that maybe I only did one side wrong. Hang on, I'm double checking myself before I commit to this. Nope, I did both sides wrong. The only part of this that's stitched correctly is this top row here. These are supposed to be one row farther out. So I have to frog all that and all this. So that's going to be what I do at lunch. It's going to be my lunchtime task. And then I can go back and finish it. It was going really pretty quickly. I just miscounted what I was doing. And messed up. So I think this will be something I can easily whip through in another, like, afternoon of stitching. So that'll be what I do after it's frogged. So that's what I'm going to do at work tomorrow, is I'm going to take that. I did take Paradise Lost. I need to throw scissors in one of these bags, because I don't have any scissors, so I couldn't cut the thread that any of the colors that I needed. Were all way too big. But I did at least get this finished. So what is this that thou hast done? I've got this, that, thou. This, that, thou, and I think I may have hast. Part of hast. So, and I was looking at the model at my LNS yesterday, and I realized that once I get this part of the banner done, and this part of the God Cloud, it's not going to be one of those that's going to take me a while, because everything else is pretty small and simple and easily broken up. Not that it's a simple, it's just, it's not a whole lot of one color from there on. So, alright, so then my goal on Snow White for the month was to finish the middle section. And when I say the middle section, I mean Snow White, the Hag, the groundwork, and then I'm going to do the crown. And this, I think it's supposed to be a thorn, but I may change that into like a vine with thorns. But since the only part of the story that's not included is the bodice ribbon, I may change and make that a bodice ribbon. So, but that's my goal. And then what I'm going to do is, this is going to be 1 month, this is 1 month, this is 1 month, and this is 1 month. And then whatever month, whatever side I'm on, that's where this part of the border will come in. So, here's where I'm at. So I finished her basket and her skin. I've got to do the apple and her hair and her hat, and then she'll be ready for the back stitching. So after I finish this, I'll go back to Snow White, or I'll finish Night Before Christmas, and then I'll work on Pumpkin Passport. So my current game plan with 2017, one of the things that I've sort of been going back and forth on, having discussions with people on, is I think in some ways this year I tried to be too focused and too rigid on myself. And while it hasn't led me to burnout, I don't really think it's working over as well for me. Mania was a problem. As horrible as that is for me to say, since I'm the co-founder of Mania, Mania was a problem for me, because it became about, let's just start things, and not let's start things I really want to work on. And so I was reflecting back on it, I was reflecting back on other things that I've done this year, and like Seaflora. I liked Seaflora. I started Seaflora, and then I didn't touch it for almost a year. And then I was like, you know what, I'm in the mood to work on Seaflora, and then I basically finished it. That seems to, you know, same thing with Things Unseen. That seems to be more how I am. I am a finished stitcher. I like the finished product. But I'm also... So what I'm going to try in 2017 is I'm going to keep the goals going. But if I'm really in the mood to start something, I'll start something. I'm going to try and keep with that sort of 3 finishes, you know, but if I pull something out and I say, this is going to be in my rotation for this month, and I sit down to work on it, I'm like, I really don't want to work on this, I'm not going to force myself. I'm just going to say, you know what, we'll put it away, and then when I feel like pulling it back out, I will. So, instead of having the rigid, these are my active whips, it's going to be more of a, each month I'm going to sit down and go, okay, well, I know I've got the Brooke Alice and Passport. What else do I have? What else do I want to work on? If there are things that I'm like, no, I really want to get this finished in a certain time frame, then that'll stay in there, but it'll leave me a little more wiggle room for other things, I hope. So, we'll see how that goes. So there are no real official 2017 plans. So, there you Bum. I think that's kind of it. So now we'll do the Oz item. And then I guess we'll call it a quits. Alright, so this week's is done by the same person who did the sticker picture from last week. These are Punch-Out Nesting Dolls. All of these are by Dover Publishings. And it's literally Punch-Out dolls. And you make nesting dolls, and they require glue, which is one of the reasons why I've never done them, because I'm not very good at the folding gluing. I'm just not. So, there they are. That, and I've never found a second copy. I'd be more likely to attempt it, but I'm not going to destroy my only copy in case I just really bugger it up. So there you go. These were done in '95. I actually remember seeing them in their catalogs, but never saw them in stores. So, nesting dolls. Alright, so the next two are actually significantly more interesting. One of them, somewhere I still have assembled. And I think I actually bought a second copy so that I could assemble it again if I so chose, but I haven't done it yet. I may not have bought a second copy. I really don't remember at this point. Yeah. Alright. So that's kind of it. Please, y'all, throw out some Q&A for me. I like doing the Q&A. I definitely missed it. So I hope everyone has a great week, and I will see you all later.